Yes, my name is Carlton Sallie. I'm running for sheriff here in Cumberland County. I wanted to talk to the citizens today about my visions and plans to make the sheriff's office more efficient and better to how we serve the citizens here in Cumberland County.
My question to you, as sheriff that's coming in for 2018, you know that when someone takes office, there are usually layoffs. What are your plans to retain the employees, and will there be any reconstruction?
Yes, there's definitely going to be some reconstruction within the sheriff's office, within all divisions. Definitely, when a new sheriff comes in, he does have the right to terminate employees that he wishes. And there's really no agreements, policies, or anything like that in place to help the deputies that may be, asked to leave. One thing about it, I want to be transparent. And I would say right now, if I'm elected as a sheriff, when I take office, I want to retain every deputy at the sheriff's office. So I want them to have a clean plate. Whatever's happened in the past to the employees, when I take office, it's clean. We all start together. And I want to make that very promising to them up front. And then when we talk about reconstruction within the sheriff's office, I'm personally going to meet with every employee within my first 100 days of office. Because I want to find out what division where they would like to be, where they want to go. Because, happier people when they're working is definitely going to be more efficient for the sheriff's office. I want them employees to open up to me, and I'll open up to them about the division. Look forward to that meeting all of them.
Okay, what about safety for the inmates and the people who run the jail cells? Is there any plans for that also?
Yes, and definitely, at the jail, we went from the old modern jail to a new jail. Different therapeutic approach, direct supervision jail. And it's tough for a detention officer to stay in there 11 and a half, 12 hours with anywhere from 50 to 60 inmates. If I can make things better for them, then I am. And I plan on doing that. And the main thing is the jail has too much personnel going in and out. The jail needs faster response time within the jail. My plan is when we have, say, altercations break out in the jail, I definitely want to have a team that responds to that pod that is very well trained to handle that situation. And my main thing is being in the jail. We got so much mental health detainees in the jail. Can we do a better job? Yes. I want each and every one of my detention officers to be CIT certified. And being CIT certified is crisis intervention training, because 90% of the inmates in the detention center have some type of mental health. So if we can help them, then we're going to help them.
You brought up faster response time within the jail cell. What about faster response time within the streets?
Definitely the faster response time in the streets it's very critical for the citizens. If there's a crime that happens and we get a call, we have to respond there. If EMS beats you to the scene, they can't go into that crime scene until you get in there and clear it to make sure it's clear for them to go in. It's life or death situation. And especially backup for an officer. When you're out in some of the rural areas of the county and you got 2 or 3 deputies and working in one zone and he gets a call for service and he's 9, 10, 11 miles out of his zone, that's too much time to be dealing with. And that puts the deputies in a critical situation. And I'm going to prevent that from happening. And it's the old saying, if you can predict it, then you can prevent it. And I plan on putting more deputies out there on the streets. And not just safety issues, interacting with people. I want them the business owners, the churches, other citizens to get to know them deputies in their zones.
So you believe that the citizens should get to know the deputies and vice versa? Do you believe that business owners and everyone should also interact with the deputies and they should form relationships also?
Yeah, the better we build relationships with each other, the better we are. And basically when I worked on the streets, I pretty much got to know every business owner in my area. And it's not about just driving through the parking lot and giving a thumbs up saying everything is okay. You know, get out of the car, go in there and talk to them and see how things are going today. And that's some of the things that, I'm going to change. You're going to go in and check anywhere 3, 4, 5 businesses a day. And I'm also going to have a program in place that they can talk to the deputies at certain areas of time that brings the community together better.
You also brought up about being transparent. Do you plan on being transparent with the budget?
Yes, definitely with the budget. Cumberland County's roughly got a budget of anywhere from $43 to $48 million. I will show the citizens where every dollar amount is spent. And we're going to spend the money on equipment that is going to make the sheriff's office effective and efficient. And when we talk about, budgeting, the county gives you the money to operate the sheriff's office. There's a lot of grants out there, and that's one thing that I plan on trying to get every grant, that I can get that'll help the sheriff's office. Because when we have grants, I don't have to put that money into a budget. When that grant is given to me, I can go buy that equipment right now. I don't have to look at the fiscal budget coming up.
Are you aware of the drug situation in Cumberland County? And how do you see being sheriff? How do you see yourself implementing a program to get rid of? I know that can't all be gotten rid of, but to actually alleviate the drug situation from Cumberland County.
Yes, we got 33 or 35 square miles of I-95. It's not being covered right now. Do I plan on putting a dent in it? Absolutely. I'm going to have an impact team out there. It's not just 1 or 2 deputies. We're going to put a program together. I'm going to put a dent in it. And then I did an article earlier that I said, I'm going to say right now, I'm going to apologize to some of these other sheriffs in these other counties that I'm going to push them drug dealers in your county. Because prescription medication, it's beyond out of control. Heroin is just killing people right now. You got marijuana, it's laced with fentanyl, it's killing people. I'm going to have a program in place. You can either come drop your drugs off at my drop box, or I'm going to find you out on the street dead, or I'm going to come and arrest you. But if you need some help, hopefully I'm going to have my program in place with different outside facilities for drug abuse that I can help you. And I plan on putting that program together. Because at the end of the day, I'm in the business of saving lives.
What are your beliefs about our youth? Do you have are you going to have plans to help our youth to get off the streets and to help provide a better future for them?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to a lot of youth today, and some of them, 10, 11, 12 years old. And I'll ask them, what is your future? And they say, I want to join the gang. And that's the kind of society that we're living in today. But then when you investigate it, look at it, I mean, you gotta think, sometimes who's the role model for some of these kids in the neighborhood? It's that drug dealer, driving that fancy car, has the wheels, has nice tennis shoes, has the money in his pocket. I mean, we gotta get back to the basics, and not to say, certain neighborhoods are any better than others, but if they would let us sell drugs out there on the open air market for a future, that's what they're doing. But hopefully we can change that mindset. Can we have programs to go in there and interact with the community? Absolutely we can do it. You got school resource officers. You need to get out of that mindset of being a school resource officer. I get to school at 7:30, at 3 o'clock I get off, I'm heading to the house. You gotta get out of that mindset. You need to sit down with teachers, other education providers, to see who can't help them juveniles out. And we'll put a program in to mentor them in different directions. Because at the end of the day, you cannot beat that education. I'd like to see our youth having a better environment, because there's nothing better than having a good, clean record when they go into their adult life.
Will you also be working with I know you mentioned the school resource officer, but will you also be working with the Board of Education and the teachers and other county officials and city officials to help with that environment also?
Yes, I'm going to be working with them, Board of Education, and it's just the way we've seen all the incidents that has happened in the schools lately with the school resource officers. Cumberland County, they built a new school, well, SRO goes in there. I look at, sometimes the educators in the school systems like to dictate what a sheriff deputy should do and what he shouldn't do in the school. With all these incidents happening, I feel Cumberland County, I'm not going to say it could happen now, but we need to start looking at it. They need to get their own police department. They may cost a lot of money up for them up front, but in the end, it's going to be better for them. I personally need the deputies out on the streets and other sections and divisions doing other things for the citizens. My child goes to Cumberland County Public School. Do I feel they need to be safety at the schools? Absolutely. But can we do things a little bit more cheaper and effective? We need to start looking at that.
What about our senior citizens?
Well, definitely we have a lot of senior citizens that live out in these rural areas of the county. They may have one or two family members. Just check on them. There's been programs in place over the last few years. Are you okay? There's different programs out there I'm going to put in place. I'm just going to raise the bar up on that. Can't really go into a whole lot of the way I'm going to facilitate it, but it's going to be in place and it's going to work out a lot better for the senior citizens. And I'm going to open up to them. Get to meet them and know their name, first name basis, and with their family members. That's what we got to do.
Speaking of open, do you believe in an open door policy for being sheriff?
Yes, I believe in a sheriff. The people put you in office. You need to have your door open for the citizens that they can come in and speak to you at any time. I'm not gonna beat around the bush, because if they can see me from my window, I'm gonna wave at them, talk to them, hey, come on in, be open-minded. I wanna get to know.
And that goes for the employees too, not just the citizens.
And employees will definitely have an open door policy. If there's something that they cannot get done with their chain of command, and if they feel they need to come see me, then come see me. I want the sheriff's office to operate the best it's been. I've seen sheriff's offices. Some of them didn't have good transparency, and we talked about it earlier, about the grievances. And I just want to be a sheriff that they can come in and they trust me and I trust them. Yeah, there's going to be some issues that not going to be so good, but we can sit down and discuss it. We find out what is best, and that's what we'll do.
Your certifications, can you elaborate a little bit on those?
Definitely, my certifications and training experiences, maybe over 3,500 hours of training. And then, my overseas training as an international police officer. Also, being a personal protection officer for high-profile clients in the war zone. Yeah, I'm proud of that. But I also thank the people that give me the opportunity to go to those schools.
So with the overseas training, that means that you have experience with many different cultures. And with Fayetteville being, I guess you can say, a melting pot, especially when you have different cultures coming in with military, and it being a transient county, you'll be easy fit when communication-wise with different people, different ethnicities. Do you see yourself fitting the bill when it comes to that?
Oh yeah, I definitely got an advantage of doing that over my opponents. If I can do it over 7,000 miles away, why can't I do it right here in 655 miles square county? Absolutely, I do.
Well, thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.